Yo, welcome to Hard Pass. I am your host, Jacques Slade. Today on the show, we've got mystery box drama, Tiffany's finally getting with the program, this week's hottest releases, and of course, a Hard Pass. So you know what we got to do now. So let's start with some hot takes. So we're recording this before my five-time world champion San Francisco 49ers take on the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC Championship. So I just want to take this moment to say that no matter what happens, I've already won. This season, the Niners beat the Chargers, the Raiders, Tampa Bay, and the Cowboys. I get to troll all of my friends who love those teams and Tommy Boy, while I, an admitted fair-weather football fan that only cares when the Niners are good, can just swoop in and mock their failures. Man, I should try this gimmick out with my 17-time world champion Los Angeles Lakers more often. It would save me a lot of heartbreak and trolling in the long run. Speaking of my 17-time world champion Los Angeles Lakers, congrats to Rui Hachimura, who we got in a trade this week. He's the first Japanese-born player to play for the Lake Show, and he's also bringing a slew of Jordan Brand heat with him. Now, you're thinking, but Jacques, you guys have Russ, and you had Melo last year too. Don't you already have enough Jays on your team? Listen, when it comes to Russ, he probably takes it as a challenge to suit up in a way that his sneakers are the last things you notice. So Rui, welcome. And yo, what's up with those 12s, bro? We need to know. A Nike LeBron 20 Liverpool is reportedly on the way, and there is a matching kit with LeBron branding as well that James wore a few nights ago for a tunnel walk. Man, the nerve of that LeBron to piggyback off the world's most popular sport. Michael Jordan never did that. He stuck to basketball and made it global. You won't see the Jumpman anywhere but in basketball. Nope, nowhere but hoops. LeBron wishes he was that focused on one sport and one sport only. Man, co-writer, what depths of the internet hell did you have to dive into to find those awful takes? Oh, the complex IG? Yeah, that makes sense. The Undertaker was on the latest episode of Sneaker Shopping, which, by the way, still waiting for my invite, Joe. Come on, bro. I need to get on that rare list of people who've done both full-size run and sneaker shopping. Anyway, where was I? All right. Taker. Yeah, so he was on Sneaker Shopping and, surprise, he had the most dad shoe pickups ever with black Salehi Bimberry Crocs and a pair of Hoka trainers. I mean, he came back for WWE Raw's 30th anniversary show in his American Badass persona with the original Kid Rock entrance. It doesn't get more dad than that. And I'm cool with it. He's done enough. No need to suit him up in the Taker costume anymore. Okay, Marcus Jordan had to know the backdoor jokes were coming when he tweeted this. Right? Like he had to know, right? Anyway, for Paris Fashion Week, designer Feng Ching Wang showed off her latest piece that's sure to confuse everybody watching this, adding sole caps and toe caps to Nike sneakers. Some of you might remember Wang from a few years ago when she dropped a collab with Converse on the Chuck Taylors that I can only describe as layers, lots and lots of layers, and now those Chucks resell for 3 times their retail price. Anyway, between these conceptual sneaker end caps and Klot's upcoming Nike Cortez collab that covers up the shoe with a removable shroud, the era of the modular sneaker is here. Somewhere, Tinker Hatfield is in an office building holding up a pair of Air Jordan 2012s and telling everybody within earshot, see, I told you this was gonna be a big I told you, but y'all didn't want to listen, and now look what's up. Maybe that's Tinker, maybe not. Anyway, before we move on to the next segment, we here at Hard Pass want to address something that's been going on for a while. Chances are you probably haven't even noticed because it's not that important really, but it needs some time here on the show, and we just want you to know that we hear you and we understand why you might be upset. It's not that we intentionally ignore certain Nike signature athletes on the show. It pops co-writer, and quite honestly, I have to keep that guy happy, so I let it slide. That being said, I saw this quote. I'll let you all read it for a second here. Okay, and it automatically made me think of this.
The young guy trying to achieve the success that you have already achieved.
You ain't that young.
Well,
stop with everybody that's a little bit older.
Well,
and we're also recording this just as news broke that Nike is suing Bathing Ape. We'll have more on it next week as more details emerge, but man, it's shocking, right? It's shocking in the sense that it's finally happening and that it's actually happening. So, sneakers. So, a thing in sneakers is mystery boxes. They've infiltrated SneakerCon and people are saying it's a scam. Well, I didn't know sneaker culture was that innocent. Could have fooled me with all of these West Coast Joes out there biting their way to 100 pairs of orange lobster dunks and opening the 4th resale shop at the local mall. But apparently, mystery boxes have a lot of kids crying foul like they've never played those rigged Keymaster games where you spend $20 trying to get the key in the right spot to win some Space Jam 11s. Okay, but let's back up for those unfamiliar with the situation. Mystery boxes are an assortment of collectibles repackaged by a third party. They are typically not affiliated with the brands who made said collectibles. It's usually an independent store like a sneaker reseller who repackages and then sells them to people with the promise of treasures inside that are worth more than the asking price of the box. It's a gamble. Sometimes the box lives up to that promise and the contents inside are worth more than whatever the store was charging for them. But most of the time, however, the value of the box is either break even or worse. And most boxes are typically worse. Go to any trading card or comic book or anime or video game convention and you will definitely see somebody hawking mystery boxes or grab bags. Why? Because they need to clear inventory, that's why. And what better way to gin up interest than by appealing to the degenerate gambler in all of us and offer a shiny box with a 1 in, let's say, 100 chance of pulling a hit. Like, it would be unwise to buy one of 10,000 repackaged mystery packs worth $5 each, and only 2 of them had, say, a Luka Doncic or a Jason Tatum card that was worth $10,000 each, right? But if you've got the Han Solo, never tell me the odds mentality in you, you might buy a pack, or 2, or 10. By the time it's all over, the reseller sold $50,000 worth of packs. Not a bad return on 2 $10,000 cards, a bunch of junk cards, and whatever the cost was to repack them. So, back to SneakerCon. The seller of the said mystery boxes is Chase Briner, owner of Royal One in Las Vegas. He sells the boxes for $300 a pop. Inside the boxes are 1 pair of sneakers and a variety of tchotchke-like sneakers and whatnot. Videos are floating around on social media of people paying for these boxes and getting sneakers that are worth way less than the initial buy-in. The blowback has been so bad that SneakerCon has had to post a statement about the fiasco. Meanwhile, Briner has also posted a video defending himself in the mystery boxes, saying that people aren't posting when they actually hit a good pair of kicks and that at the end of the day, it's a gamble. And he's right. But that doesn't make what he's doing right. See, a few years back, co-writer bought a basketball trading card mystery box from a prominent online trading card retailer. The box, he recalls, was $200 and it had 1 card. In that box could have been a signed Michael Jordan card worth tens of thousands of dollars, or more likely, something worth a little less than $200. There was a full list of players on the website, so he knew that at worst, he would get a Hall of Famer like Clyde Drexler or Gary Payton. What he got was a signed Larry Bird card in his college uniform that was worth $120 on eBay at the time. Technically, he lost in that scenario, but to him, the rush of the unknown and the joy of pulling an icon of Bird's stature was worth the $80 loss. That's the lesson. People who don't hit should feel the excitement of ripping open a mystery box and the consolation prize it makes up for the L. And that's where Briner messed up. People who sell sneaker mystery boxes, especially to impressionable kids who don't know better and clearly have parents with more money than common sense, should have a baseline responsibility to their customers. Put up a list of every possible sneaker that they have a shot of getting, including the ones worth less than the cost of the box. If it were me selling these boxes, I would even go as far as to tell customers if any of the big hits have been pulled and drop the prices accordingly just so I wouldn't have to pack them up in the truck again. I would also offer people who didn't hit the opportunity to trade them for another pair at my booth in their size. And that's a drop in the hat as to what these resellers can do. There's so many ways to make the mystery box experience fun and encourage repeat business that doesn't involve stuffing the box with keychains and t-shirts that nobody wants. Keep it simple, remove the fluff, and be honest. That, and teach parents to tell their kids no. Good luck with that last part though, I guess. All right. It's time for Heat Check, where we bring you everything that's dropping this week. Thanks to Sneakers App, Sneaker News, Nice Kicks, Foot Locker, and Reebok for the information. There's a handful of dates on here that I'm not particularly confident about, so if you're looking forward to getting your weird on like we are for our co-pick of the week on February 1st, don't get your hopes up just yet. We have the premium goods, Nike Air Force One, the Sophia, and the Bella on January 31st for $150. the off-white Nike Air Force One Mid Pine Green on the first, the Air Max Penny One Tiger Stripes on the second for $190, the Reebok Answer 4 Core Black on the second for $160, the undefeated Nike Air Force One Wild Berry on the second for $160, the Air Jordan 2 Lucky Green on the third for $175, the Jordan 5 Aqua on the fourth for $200, the Union Air Jordan 1 Low KO on the fourth for $150, the Tom Sachs Nike General Purpose Shoe Brown on the fifth for $110. Then our co-pick of the week is the Nike ISPA Mind Body, which is on February 1st, allegedly. I can already imagine the comments. Jacques is making this distressed sneaker pick of the week after he did a whole hard pass bit about Jordan Brand's reimagined Air Jordan 1 and why that was a bad thing. It's like he just says whatever one week and says the total opposite the next week and hope nobody notices. It's as if both things can't be true. Like, yeah, I love it when Nike does weird with their ISPA line, including this sneaker that looked like it just survived Borderlands 1, 2, and 3 and Tiny Tina's whatever the hell that was. At the same time, I can also share my frustration when instead of giving us fresh OG Air Jordans that I've wanted to own for a very long time, like the white cement 3s, Nike sells us a pair that defeats the purpose of wearing them. The two ideas don't contradict. Give me ISPA sneakers that look like Eli Roth had some fun in them, and give me crispy, new white cements. And then for our co-pick of the week is the Puma MB-02 Jade on the third for $150. So we're in season 3 of the LaMelo experience, and it's been what? Everything we thought it would be? A slight disappointment considering the hype before he even stepped foot on an NBA floor? Incomplete because he's only played in half of the Hornets games this season due to injury? What I can say with some confidence is that in another year when there's a new round of hand-wringing about the importance of basketball shoes in today's culture, the MB-02's ranking among current NBA sneaker shoes is already in the top 5, and it ain't squeaking in at 5. And this new Jade colorway only further solidifies our stance. Teal and gold? Money. Absolute money. Every time. And now for a heat check on Tiffany's and Nike finally working together. So pictures have leaked, courtesy of Soul Retriever and Gable Gould on Instagram. I don't have much to say on the shoes themselves because I prefer to wait for official images, but I have something to say about this collaboration finally happening. And that's, oh, now you guys link up for a collab. After years of the fear of God, not Jerry Lorenzo, being put into me during my blogging days to not mention Tiffany's when talking about the Diamond Dunks because my outlet got a cease and desist letter from them that threatened legal action if we even so much as hinted that those shoes resembled the iconic aqua blue color, now y'all work together? Thanks. No, really, I appreciate you. Thanks, Tiffany's, and I mean that however you want to take it. Anyways, this decade is shaping up to be the one where Nike finally broke through to these high-end luxury brands that maybe they should work with this up-and-coming brand. We've already seen it with the Dior Jordans, Louis Vuitton Air Force Ones with the late Virgil Abloh, and Adidas' work with Prada and Gucci. Now, I want to know who Hermes will be working with and what Versace has cooking in the oven. Can I afford any of these sneakers? No! And I have zero intention of paying thousands of dollars for some of these collabs. This is less about me and more about finally seeing sneaker culture getting the love and respect that it deserves from the high fashion world that has long cribbed from the streets. And you guys know I'm telling the truth there. All right, it's time for this week's Hard Pass. We take a look at something in the culture that just needs to go. Like people obsessing over Panda Dunks, whether it's positive or not. So a TikTok circulated this past week of a kid who saw a lot of Panda Dunks at Disneyland, and it was a lot of Panda Dunks, to be honest. As you might expect, the discourse over these ubiquitous dunks went from healthy discussion to, who am I kidding? It was a show from the jump. Nobody was happy. You've got the side that was getting on the kid for exhibiting creeper behavior for recording people enjoying their vacation at Disneyland. Then there's clowning of the same people for wearing the most basic dunks ever made. Another set of commenters were defending the pandas while everybody else was trashing them, all because of a plain, basic, black and white pair of dunks. And that's not all. Another TikTok went viral for pointing out that Walmart was selling dunk-adjacent sneakers made by N1 in all sorts of colors, including, you guessed it, pandas. There was a lot of pocket watching in that thread with people shaming others for not being able to afford Panda Nike Dunks and buying these cheaper versions. It was a good old-fashioned class war that's been going on since Shaquille O'Neal sold sneakers that look like Air Jordans at Payless, and RIP to Payless. Oh, we're not finished. See, Panda Dunks are the most searched pair of kicks on eBay last year, according to their metrics. At the top of the list was the Panda Dunk Lows, followed closely by the Panda Dunk High. In fact, they were searched 1.5 times a minute. That's a lot of searches for Panda Dunks, man. And that should be a good thing, right? Nope. It's really gotten out of hand. Multiple things can be true seems to be the theme of this episode. So let's bring it home that way. Look, Panda Dunks are having a moment. Let them have it. Yes, it can be tiring to see them everywhere. Instead of people expressing their individuality through sneakers, they choose to be just another one in the crowd. That feels like the antithesis of sneaker culture, I guess. But so what? NMDs, Ultra Boosts, and Roshis all had their moment, and now they're just a pair you see every once in a while. By the end of this year or next, Panda Dunks will fall into that same bucket. Or not. Maybe they take the place of Air Force Ones and become the default Nike shoe. That's fine. Really, it's fine. If I didn't work in this industry, I'd probably wear Panda Dunks all the time and find it creepy if someone was recording me wearing my Panda Dunks. At the end of the day, all that I ask is this. Keep these damn shoes clean, people. If Panda Dunks are the new white Air Force Ones, have some self-respect and keep them clean as much as possible. Anyway. All right, that's going to do it for the show. Thank you for watching Hard Pass. I'm Jacques Slade. I'll see you next week, but not before we leave you with the viewer Hard Pass.
I just want to give a quick hard pass to everyone who is hating on Drake's shoe, the Nocta Hot Stepper. It's a great shoe. It's a great original silhouette. You can use it for a lot of shit. It's a great, just no one really with it. And it's a shame because it's just solid and it's original.
One eternity later.
People need to give this man more credit, man. It's an original silhouette. People on that shoe. It's a great shoe. Great sneaker. Sorry for my language.
Man, kind of love the passion there. Even if we had to bleep out a few things, if you'd like to possibly be featured in a future episode, call us at 818-493-9325. Leave a short message, your socials if you want. No more than 30 seconds, people. All right, we'll see you next week. Peace.